A 20-story steel building races down from space toward Earth, and instead of crashing and being torn to shreds, it quietly comes in and lands in its designated spot.
Everyone's seen the videos. A massive rocket booster comes out of the sky and lands perfectly upright. How is that even possible?
It's an insane dance. And here's the kicker. SpaceX actually has two definitions of catching. For the Falcon 9, it's a controlled vertical landing. But for their newer, bigger Starship rocket, it's an actual mid-air catch.
Let's stick with the Falcon 9 first, the one that lands on a drone ship named Of Course I Still Love You. How does that skyscraper balance itself?
The Falcon 9 is all about powered descent. After separation, the booster falls back toward Earth, hitting insane speeds. 3 maneuvers make the landing happen. First, the boost back burn. It turns the rocket around and aims it back toward the landing zone, whether it's land or a drone ship. Second, the re-entry burn. A quick burst of the engine slows it down before it hits the dense atmosphere, protecting the base and engines from extreme heat. And finally, the landing burn. This is the big show. At the last moment, the engine reignites, reducing relative velocity to 0 just as the landing legs unfold. The grid fins steer it through the air like a dart, guiding it to within 10 meters of the pad's center.
Control engineering. It's like balancing a stick on your palm.
Except here, it's a 20-story rocket that needs to balance itself in mid-air.
So they don't actually catch the Falcon 9. It uses its own power to fight gravity and air resistance, and comes down gently, like a well-behaved child.
Now, for the actual catch. The massive super heavy booster for Starship.
I've heard about this. The Chopsticks?
Exactly. The launch tower, nicknamed Mechazilla, has 2 enormous robotic arms, the Chopsticks. Elon Musk really gives funny names to things. Anyway, instead of landing on legs, the booster actually flies back toward the launch mount to be caught. It uses its own engines and side thrusters to align small connection points on its body. Then, the Chopsticks move to clamp onto those points, catching the rocket mid-air, hundreds of feet above the ground.
That sounds so complicated. Why go to all that trouble? Why not just use legs like before?
2 things. Second thing is speed. Once caught by the Chopsticks, the rocket is already in position. The arms can literally move it right back onto the launch mount for refueling, potentially reducing the reflight time to hours. First thing is efficiency. Landing legs on the Super Heavy would be huge and heavy, reducing payload. Ultimately, both recovery methods, the pinpoint landing of the Falcon 9 and the mid-air catch of Starship, serve one big goal: making rockets behave like commercial airplanes.
So it's not just about saving money. It's about making spaceflight routine, like catching a flight from New York to London.
Exactly. 2 things explain why that matters for Mars. Second thing is massive scale. That's how they plan to achieve massive scale and eventually make that flight to Mars affordable. First thing is affordability. By perfecting these catches, SpaceX is turning a disposable asset into a reusable vehicle.
It's truly a leap in engineering. And if they can catch a skyscraper-sized booster mid-air, what's next?
Who knows? What a time to be alive.
Why does your second point always come first?
First you subscribe, then I'll tell you.